In this session, we will be building a SaaS application for YouTube video analysis where our users can subscribe and then they will have access to our product that we will build. This video is more about the process and about step-by-step building with AI, using also documentations, and the goal is to help you build a minimum viable product, learn how to build SaaS or micro SaaS application on your own with a similar approach. I will help you create the prompts that you can reuse, set up a SaaS, and how to make it work even if some newer versions will be released. You will see which documentations you should track and how to create a series of prompts that should give you a similar output. And if you will be creating another SaaS later, you will already know where to look for all the things that you will need for your building journey. And what we will do in this session, we will be creating a product using prompts, then we will be integrating third parties for the auth, database and payments. We will do functional testing, where you will learn how to test your SaaS applications end to end, and also we'll be deploying this to Vercel. So our application will be then live. And now let's see the demo of this SaaS. We are here on a landing page and we will click on Get Started. That will redirect us to the sign up page, where I will select Continue with Google. Now the user is saved into Clerk, and then via webhook it will be also saved in our database. In our database you can see that with a new user I have a null for Stripe customer ID. The next step will be getting access to the application. There I will click on Subscribe. It will redirect me to the Stripe checkout session. There I will pay. I will get a payment successful message, and now I will be able to use the product. And how the product will work, I will paste there the YouTube URL and I will click Analyze Video. There I will see the thumbnail of the video that is being analyzed, a skeleton for the analysis until it's loaded. There is the AI analysis. I can save the analysis into database. Then I will see it there in saved analysis. When I will click on it, it will open a model with the saved analysis, and I can edit it and save it into database or just delete it. Now let's go to the database and I can see the active subscription for my user, and also I can see the analysis being saved into the database. And if you want to see the process, how I did this from scratch, finally, let's dive right into it. We will start with using the command from Tailwind CSS to create our application. You can use AI to do this, or you can just do it yourself with tailwindcss.com and make sure you will use the most up-to-date version of the command. That means we will head to tailwindcss.com, get started, framework Next.js, and there we have it. We will copy this line and we will go back to our IDE and we will paste it there. We don't need to cd to my project. Let's, instead of my project, do there a dot, because we are already in the folder that we created for our application. So I created a folder named Video Analyzer SaaS. Then I opened this folder in the cursor IDE, and now I will run this command. I will hit enter. There I will proceed with Y. I want to use Tailwind CSS, no source directory, no TurboPack, no alias, and now it will install all the dependencies and then we can continue. Now the next thing we will do is that we will run the server. So we will do npm run dev. We will open this localhost and there we should have the first UI with the Next.js template application. Also, if this is being shown, it means that the Tailwind CSS is working. If you want to test if it's really working, you can go to page and maybe there you can just put background to green 400, for example, save it. Then you can see it's working because it read the Tailwind class and applied it to your page. But now we will start prompting and leave these things to AI. We just wanted to make sure that we have the application properly set and the Tailwind is working. We have the correct configuration, and now we can start with the prompts. Next step for me is to create there a prompt.txt file, and I will be saving there all the prompts that then you can reuse, enhance, and so on. You don't need to create this prompts.txt file. It's enough if you will just directly prompt the composer. Let's start with the prompt number 1. I will keep there this structure. First, I will explain what this application should be about, then core features of the application, then the UI components I want there to be, then the styling of the application, and then some additional code considerations. Let's start with the main application functionality. This application should take a YouTube video URL as input. There we will use a different API in the end. For now, it doesn't matter. Then it should present a clean, user-friendly interface. Core features will be YouTube URL input field with validation, loading state progress indicator, analysis results display, and error handling for invalid YouTube URLs, videos without transcripts, and API failures. For the UI components, I want a main form with YouTube URL input with YouTube icon, submit button with loading state, and progress indicator during processing. Then a result display with the video analysis section, reset button to analyze another video, clean and responsive layout. For the styling, I want to use Tailwind CSS, responsive design with mobile-first approach, modern and clean interface, loading animations, progress indicators, and dark colors with some red details, but mainly focus on Shetzian-like UI. And for the code, use TypeScript for type safety, implement proper error handling, add loading states and user feedback, keep the UI clean and minimal, and focus on user experience. Now with this prompt, we will copy it, we will put it to Composer, and we will wait for the response. And now we got some output. You should have there in API and transcript route.ts. And this is probably not correct. We don't need to use Rapid API. We will use just the YouTube transcript library, but we will specify it in next prompt. I will now to try make it as general as possible. So whichever output you will get from the prompt 1, we will fix it in prompt 2. But you should have there the route for the transcript, then the components, error display, progress, indicator, result, and input. I think that's correct. And the page connecting these components. What will be the mission of our next prompt is that it should mock the response, because currently we don't have any API for the AI analysis connected. But they are trying to make this as general as possible. We will try to fix the output of the prompt 1. That means even if your prompt will have a different output than mine, with some next prompts, we should reach the same output. We can accept all and check the page. You can see that currently it's doing nothing. We have there the YouTube URL. It's not reading the valid URL. It looks like it's not even showing the result of the transcriptions. That's something we will fix now. Let's head to the prompt 2. And there I will note the bugs, if there are any. I will know there what I expect. And let's go through the prompt. First, I want to display a section with the text transcript from the input video. Also make sure in API transcript route.ts, again, we will use a different API in the end because this didn't work in production. For this MVP, I want to use black and white colors. Also, you can note there any errors you have. I will note there that currently it's saying the YouTube URL is not valid, even though it is. I will also provide the example of a valid YouTube URL. And I will also note there what I expect. So I expect that I will input the YouTube video URL. I will hit analyze and it will display me the loading or processing. Then after it's done, it will display the section with the text from the video transcript. You can know there what you expect from your side. You can also note there your errors or bugs. You can also note there your color preferences. Then what you expect. Maybe you would like to use a different library, and we will wait for the response. Now we will hit accept all and we will check what is implemented. There it looks good. It's using the correct library. Now we'll go onto our page and we will hit refresh. It looks like it still didn't use the proper coloring, but yeah, we can fix it later. That's not a big issue. We'll put their YouTube URL and it looks it's working. So there we have the transcript, but we don't need this feature. We will basically just scrap this and we will be showing there only the analysis. But this is exactly how it should work. We can hit analyze another video. We can again put there the YouTube video link. It will show the progress bar, and then there we can see the video with a thumbnail and with a video transcript, which is perfect. And we can start working on the prompt 3. So we don't need this transcript, but use it and create AI analysis out of this. For this, we also need an AI API that will help us with this AI analysis. And I will be using a DeepSeek. I'm using still the credits I topped up there for $2. So yeah, you can just use anything you would like. It just needs to be some AI API that will help you analyze this text. If I will head to platform.deepseek.com, there I will go into API keys, and I have there my key. I will create a new one. So I will revoke this one, create new API key. I will copy it, and I will go back to my IDE. Now we will go into .nf file. If you don't have one, just create it. And there I will store the AI API key. Let's now go to the prompts, and there we will implement the functionality I just mentioned. I want to extend my existing functionality where an AI analyzes on the transcribed text of the input video, reuse AI API key that I have in my .nf file. Now I can also mention which API key it is, and then implement the functionality where AI will analyze the transcript that we got from the video. Never display the transcribed text anywhere, and when it's loading the text, display a skeleton of it. After AI generates the video summary, display it in a professional and easy to read way, make everything feel simple, bright, friendly, with a smooth fonts and good spacing. Then I will just delete the fonts, we can leave there the spacing, and the final look should feel modern and polished. With this prompt, I expect that AI will just analyze the text. I will make sure that the transcribed text is never displayed anywhere because we don't need it. And this should be the functionality. Then we will build on top of it, but for now, this will be enough. We will put it into the composer and we will wait for the response. Let's see the response. It added AI analysis functionality, created a new route in API for analyze. Then it's using the DeepSeek AI API, which is correct. It added analysis result component. Then it updated the main page to fetch and display AI analysis instead of raw transcript. It updated the UI components, transcript result, and added skeleton loader, updated the progress indicator, improved user experience, and now we can go and test the website. On our website, we will paste the YouTube URL and we will hit Analyze Video. You can also restart the server if this won't work for you. That means in your terminal, do Ctrl+C and npm run dev and open the localhost 3000 again. Let's see how the analyzing content is going. So it validated the URL, it fetched the video details, extracted the transcript, processed the data, and now it's analyzing the content. And there we have the analyzed video. We have there the summary, key points, insights, conclusion. I mean, it's good. We can then improve the UI of this because we would like this to be a bit better highlighted. I mean, the sections, the key points and everything. But yeah, that's just a detail that we can then work on and we will make it running. Now we can focus mainly on the functionality, and the functionality, I believe it's the one that we wanted for our MVP. Now we want some additional features for our SaaS. We would also like to save these analyses, list through the saved analysis, and for that will be probably it. And for the prompt 4, we will also start with Prisma. Once the AI analysis is complete and the result is displayed in a component, I want to add a save button that will allow users to save this analysis to the database. Define a Prisma model for storing AI analysis results. The results should be stored in JSON format. It should store the analysis in the database via Prisma. And also create a model for a user and assign the analysis to the current user. For the UI, I want to add a save button below the AI analysis result, and when it's clicked, it should trigger the API request to save the analysis. Also display loading and success states on the button. On the main page below the video input box, create a visual appealing section to display all previously saved analysis, fetch these from the database, and each analysis should be displayed as a clickable card that will ensure clear readability. And when a user clicks on an analysis, open a well-designed model that will load and present the full analysis in a user-friendly format. Also, we want to include an edit button next to the displayed analysis. And when the user clicks on edit, the text should become editable. After making changes, the user can click a save button, and we should also ensure the smooth experience with clear visual cues. And then also add a delete button to delete the analysis. And we will also mention there, somewhere between these lines, please use a Clerk Auth in case you will be implementing Auth also. And now I will take this prompt, open a composer, paste it there. We will wait for the response. Now let's see the response. So it did the database integration. There we can see the Prisma and the schema.prisma, where is the model. Then that it used Clerk Authentication. We are missing the folders we need for the sign in and sign up and some additional things, but we want to reinvent the wheel. I have these things already prepared, and I will show you how you can just reuse them from the documentation and not rely on AI, because sometimes there are some changes in their documentation and AI can mislead you and you will get a lot of errors. So I will show you how to make this work every time. We will go to clerk.com and there you will click on documents. You can see there how to actually implement Clerk into your Next.js application. For example, this is for the middleware.ts. We will just copy paste it. There you can see how it should look like for layout.tsx. Again, we will copy paste the proposed changes there. So we need to wrap this into Clerk provider. We will use the sign in, sign out, and so on. Let's paste it into layout.tsx. And after we have it, our page won't run because we need to get the API keys from Clerk, and now I will show you how you can do it. You will sign in, then go to this dashboard. There in our applications, we will click on Create Application. For application name, I will select SaaS tutorial. And next to email, I will have there also login with Google. I will click on Create Application. And now I have there a guide how to do this with Next.js. We will go to Configure and there we will copy the 2 secret keys from Clerk. We will paste it into our .env file. And now we can fix the rest of the errors on our page. That means usually we are missing some libraries because the AI didn't install them. We will go through all the files and we will check if there are any errors. In case we are missing some library, we will just do npm I and the library name. For example, npm I React model, and we can continue. For the analysis model, it should be fine. We can just rewrite, then it will be working. And now it's time to go again to the Clerk documentation and implement this sign in or sign up page. You can see it's pretty simple. It's like 4 lines of code, but we need to create the folders. In app folder, we need to create sign in and sign up folder. And inside these folders, we need to create these sign in and sign up with the dots. And inside page.tsx, we will go into our folder. There in app, we will create auth in parentheses. That means it won't read it in path. If we will go to sign in, it will look like our page/sign in. And it won't look like our page/auth/sign in because auth is being ignored as it's in parentheses. We will use it as just a grouping for our auth. So we have our folders nicely structured and we don't have a mess there. Now I created the sign in and sign up also with the dots and everything. I created a page.tsx inside and then I will copy paste the code from the documentation inside this page.tsx files. Now in our environment variables, make sure we have this next public Clerk sign in URL and sign up URL. And if we will go onto our page and we will click on sign up, it will redirect us to the sign up form with Clerk. There we can try to sign up with Google and we can see there our icon for the user. We will later delete this icon because we will be just using the sign in and sign up to not let the user be able to edit their email, because then it would make a mess in our database, and we will be just implementing the functionality where after a user will sign up, we will save his user into our database with a Clerk webhook. We will in documentation go to synchronize Clerk data to your application with webhooks, and there we will be able to see the implementation of this. We can see setting up the ngrok, which we will use for testing, because the endpoint we will set to Clerk won't be able to see localhost 3000. So we need to take localhost 3000 and change it into the URL that Clerk will be able to read. And ngrok will help us with it. And it will be simple to set up. I will show you step-by-step solution how to do it. There you can see the code example of the webhooks, but I will also provide you this code so you can just copy paste it and don't have much troubles with it. Now I will go to this Git that I will also provide to you. I will copy paste the webhooks. I will also paste there a dashboard folder. Stripe TS and subscription TS from a library folder into my already created library folder. I will also copy paste schema.prisma. I will just add connection to the analysis model into my user model. Then I can see there are some errors, so I need to install Swix. I will do npm i Swix. Then I need to install Stripe library, so I will do npm i Stripe. And now we will go through setting the secret keys for Supabase and Stripe. And in the end, your .env file should look like this, with these Stripe keys, Supabase keys, Clerk keys we already did together, and the AI API key. For my case, it's DeepSeek API key. We will head to supabase.com and there we will log in or sign up. After you will be on the dashboard, you will need to create a new organization, and then you can create there a new project. In a free tier, you can have up to 2 free projects. You will click on the project that you will create, and there you can also select which project you want to use. So I will be in the first one. If you created just one, there will be just that project. Then we will click there on connect, and there are 2 strings. We'll need to paste into environment variables to database URL and direct URL. In database URL, you have the string where is number 6543, and in direct URL, it will be the one with 5432. Just copy paste there these 2 strings, and now you need to also put there the password. Where you can get this password? You'll go there in project settings. There you will go into database, and there you will hit reset password. You will generate it, copy it, and store it. Then you will put the password on this place. And also one additional thing, for the database URL, after the string that you will paste from your database, put there a question mark, pgbouncer equals true and connection with limit to 1. Now, as I mentioned before, we will be setting ngrok. This will help us expose our local server to the internet. What we need to do is just download ngrok, and after you download it, you will open the ngrok.exe file, which will open a terminal for you. And before downloading it, you need to log in on this ngrok.com, create an account there, and then you will download it and open the ngrok.exe file, which looks like this. We will do ngrok http 3000. If you are running on localhost 3001, for example, you will need to do ngrok http 3001. There I will take this URL. There you will go into configure. There you will scroll down, go to webhooks. We will add a new endpoint. I will paste there the URL from ngrok and do /API webhooks clerk. There I will check user and all these events, click on create, and I will get this signing secret. So I will just display it, and then I will copy it and I will put it into our environment variables like this. Now we will set up a Stripe. So first you will log in or sign up to Stripe, and then in Stripe you will create a new product, and there in the new product we will go into developers. There we will go into API keys, and there we will take the publishable key. Then we will go to our IDE, paste it there, and we will go back for the secret key. We will click on reveal and then click again, so we will get it to clipboard. And we will paste it into our .env file, so into our environment variables. I have there the publishable key and the secret key. I will put a name for these environment variables. As this will be a public one, I will put there next public and then Stripe publishable key. And for the secret one, I will put Stripe secret key. Then we will go back to Stripe page. There we will go to product catalog. And you can see I already have there 2 products, but I will create a new one with you. So let's click there on add product. I will name it thumbnail previewer. There I will put yearly subscription for a thumbnail previewer app. Day I will put recurring. Then I will put yearly $20 or let's do 19.99, and I will click on add product. Now it will save the product. Now I will click on the product, and there I have a product ID, so I can click on it and it will copy the product ID for me, which I will save into my environment variables also. And there I will click on 3 dots and I will copy the price ID. So this price ID I will save in my environment variables, so I will do there Stripe price ID like this, save it. Now I have the publishable key, secret key, and the price ID of our only product. You can see it like this. I put it there. And last environment variable we will need from Stripe is the Stripe webhook secret. So let's prepare it there. This is not the secret you should put in. For the secret, you will get this actually generated from the terminal. So what we need to do now, we will go there on webhooks. We will click on test in local environment, and there we will get a guide what we need to do in order to set up the Stripe for webhooks. So first we will need to download the client. There you will select your system. For me it's Windows. There I will download this zip file from GitHub. You will unzip it. Then you will open the folder. Then you will open an environment variables in your computer, and you will add a path to this .exe file there. You will open your terminal. You will write Stripe there, and you will get this information. That's how you will know you successfully installed the client. There we will go back to this page. Then we will put there this first command, Stripe login. We will copy the URL, open it there. There we will see the word. We will click on allow access and access granted. Now if we go back to that page, we will see there completed. Then we will copy this command and we will open there a new terminal. So I'm in IDE, I open there a new terminal, and there I will do Stripe listen forward to localhost, and not 4242 but 3000. Now I will hit enter, and as I have it installed, it will generate this secret for me, so I will put it there into Stripe webhook secret. I will save it, and now if I will go back to Stripe, I will have this working. And now we are back to our .env file, and we should have all these secret keys set. We will need to run some commands, starting with npx prisma db push to push our new schema into Supabase. If you have already some data there, you will need to overwrite it. All your data will be lost in case you already have something in your Supabase. After you will successfully push it and you will go into your Supabase and refresh, you will see there 3 new tables for analysis, subscription, and user. Now I will test if the clerk data are being properly saved into our Supabase. If you will be testing this, make sure you set the ngrok and the endpoint to clerk. make sure you have no users that you are testing this application with in Clerk, because now you need to create a new one. If you will sign in as already existing one, it won't save it to the database. So I will delete my user from there. Now I will go to the page again. I will just make sure I'm signed out. And after I will sign up, the user will be saved into Supabase. And if you will save analysis, it will be assigned to the user and also it will be saved into our database. And we can create an active subscription that will be also assigned there into Supabase. Our user management is done. If you are getting some errors in your application, AI should be able to fix it, but usually it's because of some parentheses, or maybe it can be because of a missing library name. That means for Clerk Next.js is just /server. And then checking the user ID is also now done asynchronously with wait off. You will just add this keyword and everything should work. I recommend you to go file by file and see if there are any issues or errors and try to fix them. It should be really simple, and in case you have any, AI should help you with this. And now we will add a navigation bar to our page. We'll be using this ShedCN library for buttons. That means we will do npx at latest add button. Now we will install this, Y to proceed. It will create a new folder, components UI, and there into UI, it will be saving ShedCN components from the ShedCN library. And in the components folder, we will add the navbar.tsx. We already have one components folder in the app folder, but that components will be for the landing page or for the application. If you will add their components for the application itself, we can also create a components folder in the dashboard folder. So each folder will have its own components. For the root folder, we will add their components that will be for the whole application. In this case, it will be UI, the components from ShedCN, because they can be reused across the whole application, and the navigation bar, because that will be added to layout.tsx, and that is applied for the whole application also. I will give you the navbar that will be already working. The only thing you will need to do is to go to layout.tsx and there implement the navbar component. You can delete there the imports from Clerk. You will leave there just Clerk provider import. And now, how to test the Stripe functionality. We'll make sure that we have our user we are logged in as in the database. Then if we will go into our IDE and we will open there a new terminal, we'll make sure this command is running. It's Stripe listen to forward to localhost 3000 API webhooks Stripe. If you are running on localhost 3001, it needs to be forward to localhost 3001. Then in our application, we will go to pricing. That means we will need this folder pricing. We will take from this Git and we will put it into our repository in the app folder. Now on this page, we will click on subscribe. That will redirect us to the Stripe payment checkout session. We will fill in the data, click on pay and subscribe. Now we will go into IDE, this payment folder, we will move to app folder. Now we can see that our payment was successful. And in the terminal, you can see HTTP status code 200, which is for success. That means our payment to Stripe was successful. And now the question is, if we will go into database and we will go there into subscription, I already see it's fine. We have there the subscription status active, assigned to our user. That means everything is working, which is perfect. Now we will also get this types folder, which contains a user.ts with its types, and we will put it there into the root folder. Then we will go into the dashboard that we already copied. It should be working. We will go to our page, click on dashboard. We had there the premium access required, but as we are subscribed and it's in our database, we have the subscription active. So the product that we currently have on our homepage will be moved to our dashboard, and on our homepage we will just do some promo or demo displaying the functionality of the product that the user can access after he buys the subscription. That means our SaaS is now working technically, but of course we need to do some final updates and move the things and do the final testing and then deploy it to production. We have the page.tsx and there is the wall functionality of our application. What we need to do is that we need to merge it into page.tsx that we have in dashboard. And how we can do it? There are two ways. The first one is to just take this code, select this code, do Ctrl+K in case you are in cursor, put there this code and say that we want to merge this code into this dashboard. And AI should handle that well. The second way is to type composer that we want to do this, merge app page.tsx into dashboard page.tsx, and that should also somehow work, but I'm not sure which option is better. And the third way is to merge it manually. But probably we will try one of the ways where AI will help us. Let me try it with this. So I copied wall code from page.tsx. In dashboard page.tsx, I selected the code. I did Ctrl+K, so it's having the context just of this code and it won't change anything else. I will say merge this code into this dashboard. I will submit it, and now I will wait for the response. Let's now accept this and see if this will work or not. We will go onto our page. We have their subscription active, there is the functionality, and now we will test this. First, I will try to open analysis. That is working. I will try to edit it. That is still working. I will try to delete it. That is also working. And I will send there the URL, click analyze video, and I will wait if also the analysis is working. There is the analyzed video. We will hit save analysis. Now it's also saved. And that means everything is working. On our dashboard, we have the functionality. Then we can go back to the landing page, and if we'll go back to cursor and go back to page.tsx, this app page.tsx, there we can delete all this functionality related to our application. We can again select all the code or put into composer. Then for the prompt, I will put there now this landing page don't have any functionality. I moved everything to dashboard. Please make this just a landing page that will promote product for YouTube video analysis, and also put there a button to get started that will lead user to pricing where he can buy the product. I will hit enter, and doesn't matter if I will just select this and hit Ctrl+K. If I will open a composer, or if you will just put it into any AI, this will generate the page and it will remove the old functionality. Now, if I will just save it, I will get to the basic landing page, and I can see there also some user button. I don't want it. I will just find it, user button, it's there. Let's delete it. Now, there we have let's delete also the heading. There we have the landing page for our SaaS. Actually, I wasn't correct with pricing. It should be a dashboard redirection, because even if the user is logged out and he will click get started, it will redirect him to dashboard. But our user management will handle this, and he will know that the user is not signed in. That means he will need to sign in, sign up, and after he will do it, there he will see that he doesn't have an active subscription. Now we want to get this into production. So far, we were using YouTube Transcript API for getting the transcript, but when I was testing this in production, it looks like that this API is not working there. So I was searching for different solutions and I found one that is working. And now I will show you how to get this solution and how to implement it into your SaaS application. For the prompt 5, we will mention that we want to use a different package for getting the transcript for a YouTube video link. that will user input into the application. We want to change the package we are currently using to a new package, and we will provide also a code snippet below. And this code snippet is something I found on GitHub from some user that was having similar issues. We will put it to Composer, there we will send this and we will wait for the response. And we have it. Now it will be time to test it because it basically just changed the route.ts file, nothing else. That means let's test it and then let's try to deploy this. And even with the new package, it looks like it's working. There we have the analysis and it's basically the same as the previous one, maybe even better in the end. We will close the server and we will run npm run build command. This command should tell you if the build will be successful or not, and in case not, we will know which errors we should fix. If you are having any ESLint errors, it's good to fix them, but if you don't want to spend time on it now and you want to deploy this and see how it's being done, in the next config.ts, we'll add ignore during builds to true to ESLint, and also for TypeScript, we'll add their ignore build errors. Then we'll do npm run build to double check that we are ready to deploy this. And we are, so what we will do is that we will publish this to GitHub. I will do there publish to GitHub. I will create a name for this repository. And after it's successfully published, you can go to source control, and if you will change anything, for example in navbar there, I will just add some text, save it. There you will be able to see the changes you did to the code. And if you want to commit them and then also take them to production, you will just click on stage changes there. There you will put some commit message, update navbar, and you will click on commit. And then this will get committed to your GitHub. And also, because it will be connected to Vercel, it will be deployed to production automatically. But now I will unstage it and remove the changes because I don't want to do any changes there. And we will go into package.json and we will into build at Prisma generate. We will save it, go to source, edit to staged changes. And the last file we need to create is vercel.json, and there we'll put this code. What this means? The max timeout duration is set to 10 seconds. We need to increase it to 60. If we don't set this, we will be able to analyze just really like, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds video. Then we will save this, we will stage it, and we will push it to our Git. And we will now go to the Vercel and we will try to deploy this. After you will log in to Vercel, you will click on a new and project. There you will select your repository, in my case it's Video Analyzer SaaS, and you will click on import. There you now need to add some environment variables. And if you don't want to add one by one, you can just mock the value for now. You will hit deploy. Now you will click on go to project. It failed, and of course it failed because we didn't load the proper environment variables. There we will go to settings of the project, environment variables. We will put there some fake value. We will click on add another. Now we are able to import the .env file. It will get imported. You will save them. Now we will just delete the mocked values that we put there. That means we now can go back to deployments and we can redeploy. After we will redeploy it, everything should work and we should have our application ready live. Now what we need to do is that we will open the application and we will copy the URL. Now after we have the URL, we will go to Clerk, Configure, Webhooks, and there we need to change the current one from ngrok to the one we got from Vercel. The important thing is that after we will change it and put it there, we still need to keep /API/webhooks/clerk. I already mentioned this, but it's really important, otherwise it won't work because users won't be created in your Supabase, and that means we won't be able to assign analysis to them, they won't be able to buy a subscription because that's also connected to them, and the application just won't work. And the last step will be some UI enhancements. I wanted to do this after deployment because I also wanted to teach you how you can then update your application, push it to the GitHub, and update it in production. It's a very easy process because we'll be just updating our application now, the UI, then we will push it to Git and it will get automatically deployed to Vercel, so to our production, and it will be live after around 1 or 2 minutes since we will push the commit to Git. Of course, in case the deployment won't fail. But if you will be doing just the UI updates, the deployment shouldn't fail. At least it didn't happen to me. If we are doing some backend updates, maybe changing the routes and so on, it can happen that it will fail, because maybe you will be testing your application and everything will look like it's working. You won't test that scenario, that will cause some errors. We will just change the UI, the testing will be easier than for some backend processes, and everything should go smoothly into production without any issues. How I will do this is that I will figure out what I want to be displayed on the landing page, and I will prompt it to AI. Then I will go to dashboard. I will probably get some inspiration from the pricing that I currently have there. In a similar style, I would like to also design the dashboard and the landing page. You can go to pricing, page.tsx, you will copy this whole component, then you will open a composer and you will prompt, please design my whole application in a style like is my pricing component. And you will paste there the code. Now you will send it to composer and you will wait for the response, and the AI should help you design your application in a similar way, which is some Shetzian UI style, I would say. Try to figure something out on your own. I will definitely try to create some video on also designing the SaaS applications, so we all learn something new. I will accept it, and I think it worked pretty well. We have there the landing page. We have there the dashboard, which looks amazing, I think. If you open this, we have there the model. We can also try the process once again, and here we have it. One additional thing I will do, I don't need this part there. I don't even need to create a prompt. I will just go to dashboard. I will find there this YouTube video analyzer, and I can delete this, and this border with padding I can take and I can put it there to the subscription active. I will delete this div, save it, and now the page will look like this. Let's focus on the landing page and see what we can do there to increase the conversion of users that will actually buy our SaaS. I would put there a demo of our product with a call to action button that we already have there, the get started one, then the FAQ section, customer reviews section with some testimonials, how our application is working, and that will be probably it. We will need to create a prompt that will cover all these steps. First will be demo section. There will be intro of our product with a placeholder picture, where I will then use an actual picture of our product. And with this, I'm prompting AI that it should put there some placeholder picture, and I will change it later. For the second section, I want to highlight how to use our product in 3 easy steps. That means the user will input a YouTube video link, click analyze, and then he can save or edit the analysis. For FAQ section, I want to put there like 3 questions on our YouTube video link analysis product and subscription plans, which we have only one for $20 yearly. Fourth section will be about testimonials with some few placeholder testimonials. Later we will add there, but for now we don't have any testimonials yet, so we can prepare this section, we can hide it and wait for some actual feedback that we will get. And the last one will be a footer section that will be on the bottom of the page. Now we can run this command. We will accept it, and now let's see the output. There we are on the landing page, and there we have the title with some description. There is the product demo screenshot, try it now, which is a call to action button that will get our users to sign up to the application. Then how it works in 3 easy steps: input the link, click analyze, save and edit. Then we have their frequently asked questions. This can be changed easily. We will just go to the landing page. Let's find our FAQ, and there we can just change the questions and answers. Then we have what our users say section, and there we will have the testimonials. For now, if we don't have any testimonials yet, we can just put there a hidden, and it will hide it on our page. But I will leave it there. And the last section will be a footer, and there we have some additional informations, maybe contact us, some links, and so on. Now let's add the demo picture of our product, and how we will do this is that we will in our application go to the public file. There we will create a new folder, images, and there we will put a picture of our application. Now I will go back to the landing page, and there I will import the image, product demo. Now we will take this product demo import. We will go to the placeholder. I'm not sure where it is. Let's try to find it. There we will input the placeholder image. And this will be our landing page. There we have the title with some description, call to action. Maybe we should give this call to action a different color. We can test this for mobile. Looks like everything is responsive and works. And now we will deploy this. We will go to the source control, and there we will stage all the changes. We will create a commit message with UI update, and we will click commit. And in Vercel, the new build will automatically start running. And now we have this deployed. If we will open the link, there is our page live. And now let's test our application. We are here on a landing page and we will click on Get Started. That will redirect us to the sign up page, where I will select Continue with Google. Now the user is saved into Clerk, and then via webhook it will be also saved in our database. In our database you can see that with a new user I have a null for Stripe customer ID. The next step will be getting access to the application. There I will click on subscribe. It will redirect me to the Stripe checkout session. There I will pay. I will get a payment successful message, and now I will be able to use the product. And how the product will work, I will paste there the YouTube URL and I will click Analyze Video. There I will see the thumbnail of the video that is being analyzed, a skeleton for the analysis until it's loaded. There is the AI analysis. I can save the analysis into database. Then I will see it there in a saved analysis. When I will click on it, it will open a model with the saved analysis, and I can edit it and save it into database or just delete it. Now let's go to the database and I can see the active subscription for my user, and also I can see the analysis being saved into the database. And that will be it for this session. I hope I will see you in the next one. Cheers!